We anticipate in the next 10 to 12 years, approximately 8 to 6 million Hispanics coming into the United States and 41 million Asians. You have been the majority minority for 400 years in this country. You have been the number 2 population for 400 years. You're going to get kicked out of being number 2. You're going to go down and become number 4. Now, common sense, even a third grade education would tell you, if you didn't get anything when you were number 2, you all jumped ahead of me, but anyway, you can guess what you're going to get when you become number 4.
President Biden, do you support reparations?
Well, let me, since I haven't spoken on this, get a chance. Number one, the reason we're the country we are is because of immigration. We've been able to cherry pick the best from every single continent. The people who come here have determination, resilience. They are ready to stand up and work like the devil. We have 24 out of 100 children in our school today is Hispanic. The idea that we are going to walk away and not provide every opportunity for them is that not only stupid and immoral, but it's bad for America. They are the future of America.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, through an act of Congress, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest. Which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Now, this is what we are faced with. And this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington, in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
We are owed $104 trillion on the very low end, plus $735 billion recurring. This number does not include the cost of about 50 Black Wall Streets that were decimated, nor compound interest from 2017 when Sean D. Rochester's book, The Black Tax, was published, nor the cost of Black life, nor the cost of living increases, nor the war on drugs, nor the current day pandemic. The number I'm working with is for slavery, Jim Crow, and accrued ongoing systemic racism, oppression, and disadvantage in the country our ancestors built with their lives. Good afternoon on the West Coast. Good afternoon in the mountain. Good afternoon in the central. Good afternoon on the East Coast. You know exactly who it is, family. Angela Nirvana, your hostess with the mostest on the Reparations Perspective, bringing you those brief and hot topics and making the case for reparations, making the case for weaponizing our vote, socializing our suffering. And today, family, it's no different than any other day. I'm here to bring you the buckery that continues to go on under the current Biden administration, here to expose the lies. So I'm not going to keep you long. I want to jump right into today's topic because I know this phone is going to be ringing in a New York minute when this girl gets out of track. Welcome one and all to the live. I can't see you, Facebook. I can't see you, Twitter, but I welcome each and every one of you to the live. Thank you. Also to Screw2. Welcome to the live. Okay, I've been sitting up here just trying to get my daughter applied for every scholarship going. I am just utterly shocked and appalled that these HBCUs like the Howard, Spelman, Morehouse, Hamptons want practically $200,000, $150,000 or greater for a 4-year degree. And yet, you know, most of them are supplanted in the hood. It's just an undaunting task to do everything in my power to get my daughter, you know, as much scholarship money as humanly possible. we thought about ROTC, and now they're, mandating vaccines and starting wars with, protecting countries run by the Nazis in Ukraine. So it's like, I don't want my daughter's education to be contingent on a country who gives our people their royal behind to kiss on a regular basis. So I'm doing all I can to amass as much scholarship money as I can so she can get as free a ride with her education as are all the other immigrant groups and white folks in this country. And I sure wish my family was far more proactive when I was coming through college to have looked into these as alternatives. I really wish that had happened versus having me get strung out on student loan debts, which is what most of us have as freedmen in this country. We're strung out on student loan debts and can't find employment in the public nor private sectors. Hold 1 second. Not sure what that is. I hear something, family, in the background. Just a second. Let me find it and silence it.
This week, headlines and tweets claimed that the Biden administration planned to distribute crack pipes as part of a $30 million grant program.
Okay, family, just give me a second.
Tom Cotton.
This video just started without my assistance, so I had to silence that. But yes, many of our children, freedmen children, regrettably, are spending a small fortune on these loans with this compound interest. And the travesty is they can't find employment in the public nor private sectors commensurate with the types of loans they have to take out just to be educated at the HBCUs. It's abominable that these 4-year degrees can cost upward of $150,000 and greater in the hood, no less. So I've been doing all I can to find as much money as I can for her to get a full ride the way that she deserves, the way that most of our freedmen children deserve. So if you have children preparing to go to college, parents, I need you to know that it's going to be your job to guarantee you do all the research necessary to ensure they get all the money that they are due, so they don't have to be overextended on student loan debts that can really prohibit them from buying property and the like, so on and so forth. It can be very, you can really feel strangled by that level of debt when you can't come out here and get a multiple six-figure job to manage those student loans. Please, please, please do the work. Don't put it on your children. Please make it your job to get them as much money. There's a ton of scholarship money out here. Make sure you treat it like a second job to mine for those dollars so that our children can be educated for free and not have student loan like an albatross around their necks when they graduate college. With that being said, let me dig right into today's topic. Yeah, I found out through Twitter that the Biden administration has lied. There are, in fact, crack pipes in the paraphernalia that they're giving out. Let me jump right in. Let me share my screen. Oh, Lord, where'd it go? Hold on. Okay, so this headline reads that no, the Biden administration is not funding the distribution of crack pipes. Let's listen to it.
Everyone says
Of
you
course,
have the
not without
magic
a
touch,
commercial.
but if your cable can't keep up
Lord
with your
have mercy.
practice,
How those images coming?
This week, headlines and tweets claimed that the Biden administration planned to distribute crack pipes as part of a $30 million grant program. In a tweet, Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas wrote, quote, "The Biden administration announced funds for crack pipe distribution to advance racial equity," unquote. This was retweeted thousands of times. Viewer Kendra also texted Verify to ask if Biden is creating a $30 million program to distribute crack pipes. So Kendra, let's verify. Is the Biden administration funding the distribution of crack pipes? Our sources are a joint statement from the Department of Health and Human Services and the Office of the National Drug Control Policy, as well as White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki and the Harm Reduction Grant Program. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration is a branch of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. In December 2021, the agency announced that it was accepting applications for its first ever Harm Reduction Grant Program. The agency said it expects to issue $30 million in grant awards. According to SAMHSA, funding for the Harm Reduction Grant Program is authorized by the Biden administration's American Rescue Plan. In a 75-page document outlining information about the grant program, Verify found that funds from the program may be used to purchase, quote, equipment and supplies to enhance harm reduction efforts, including, quote, safe smoking kits and supplies, unquote. According to HHS, harm reduction strategies, quote, minimize negative consequences of drug use, unquote. So what is in a safe smoking kit? Well, not crack pipes, according to a joint statement from HHS Secretary Javier Becerra and the Office of National Drug Control Policy Director Dr. Rahul Gupta. Their statement said, quote, no federal funding will be used directly or through subsequent reimbursement of grantees to put pipes in safe smoking kits, unquote. In a press briefing, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki clarified what can be in the kits.
May contain alcohol swabs, lip balm, other materials to promote hygiene and reduce the transmission of diseases like HIV and hepatitis.
So we can verify, no, the Biden administration is not funding the distribution of crack pipes. The White House says these claims are the result of inaccurate reporting. With your Verify, I'm Adiande Till.
Now, this is what's problematic. Hold on, family. Let me stop that. Woo, child the ghetto. Thank you so much for joining the live. Please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. If you feel so compelled, bless the broadcast. It enables me to edutain the masses and to advocate for reparations exclusively for freedmen. Now that I've got that commercial out the way, what's troubling about this particular effort here is that it's claiming that it's going to, in fact, bring about racial equity. I don't know how you do that by giving safe drug paraphernalia to people to get high safely. How does that improve? How is that racial equity for us? Racial equity would mean releasing the crack addicted and the crack pushers that are still on lockdown. What's up, Danielle? I see you, family. Thank you for joining the live. Racial equity would mean making them whole, because you don't treat your opioid addicted in the same manner as you did the crack addicted and the ones who push the crack in our communities, as sponsored by the CIA's war on drugs in our communities that have decimated their communities. So to me, racial equity would mean releasing them and giving them federal jobs training guarantees, federal jobs guarantees, training. It would mean giving them, some form of reparations in terms of them housing, things of this nature, restoring their voting rights, their licenses, things of this nature would be racial equity. But to sit up here and say that $30 million towards crack pipes, when our crack addicted are either dead or in jail in the not so new slavery called the private prison industrial complex, giving up free labor, that doesn't feel like racial equity to me, okay, at all. It's an insult, because why isn't that money being used to give freedmen therapy, helping them to get off the drugs? And then you sit up here in the way you package this in such a fancy way to obfuscate the fact that you are pretty much legalizing drug houses. That's what you're doing in the name of trying to help keep the drug addicted safe. Why is that? Because the opioid addicted are ODing. So you want to ethno-genocide freedmen who want to work by flooding the zone with immigration and refugees and pretending like they don't want to work when you simply are not hiring them. But let's make it safe for the opioid addicted in the name of the crack addicted to safely get high without ODing, because they're so useful to society, right? They're so useful. Not the black man who's been neutralized economically and can't care for his women and children, can't afford to get married. He's not worth doing anything real to bring about racial equity. Is this girl done already? Hold on, y'all. Yes. What is it? Hello?
Where are you?
It's 3:16. Y'all done?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay. I'm on the way. Bye. Oh, my God. I can't believe they're done. Trey, what's up, family? Yeah. So you want to give more paraphernalia and create legalized opioid houses because that's who it's going to benefit. Our crack addicted are either in the ground or they're in prison doing slavery. But this is your way of remedying the situation, not to use it for their therapy, right? Not to free the ones who were arrested and put into jail to rot and to be your slaves. But let's give $30 million for drug paraphernalia for our opioid addicted to not OD. Okay, so I got to share this last thing, and this is going to be a brief one, y'all, because she's ready already. It's unfreaking believable. I'm going to have to find another window because I can't believe they're done this early. I mean, what's the point? Hold on one second, y'all. I want to share this with you. Because this particular tweet shows me that they lied to the public. And this is why you cannot trust these sites that talk about verification and authentication and if it's fake news or if it's false information. You can't trust a thing they say because they're financed by the Dixie crack dollar. Okay? Snopes and all this nonsense. You cannot trust these sites that claim that they're verifying the information to see if it's true or false. Because they lie, and lie some more. So let's get with this brother right here. Stand by. Let me see if y'all can see this. Welcome to the live, my loves. Ooh, child, the ghetto. These people lie.
Put the meth in there. This is a crack pipe. Yep. Okay. These are all instructions on how to
Let me back
overdose.
it up. It's going so fast.
So every Tuesday and Friday in Hollywood, they have a Catholic church that gives this stuff out. This is what we living at, y'all, and this is what the government's doing. Joe Biden said he spent $60 million on paraphernalia for drugs, and this is what it looks like. It says being alive. This is a meth pipe. Yep. Right here with this bubble thing. I guess you put the meth in there. This is a crack pipe. Yep. Okay. These are all instructions on how to overdose treatment and education. This is the needle in here. I'm not going to open this. That's for heroin. It's for heroin. It has the alcohol pads. That's a real needle? It's a needle in there. Oh my God. And these things are like a black and mild filter that you put on the crack pipe so you don't think no one's saliva, so you don't get sick and you can do your drugs. And so this is
they like if you're gonna do drugs, we're gonna give it to you so that you can do it the proper way without getting sick.
We're not stopping it. We're not gonna stop it.
Exactly.
This is letting you know that it's gonna be here. This is what they do. So every Tuesday and Friday in Hollywood,
I'm gonna let that run again.
They have a Catholic church that gives this stuff out. This is what we living at, y'all, and this is what the government's doing. Joe Biden said he spent $60 million on paraphernalia for drugs, and this is what it looks like. It says being alive. This is a meth pipe. Yep. Right here with this bubble thing. I guess you put the meth in there. This is a crack pipe. Yep. Okay. These are all instructions on how to overdose treatment and education. This is the needle in here. I'm not going to open this. I'm scared.
That's for heroin.
It's for heroin. It has the alcohol
That's
pads
a real
and stuff.
needle?
It's
Yeah.
a needle in there.
Oh my God.
And these things are like a black and mild filter that you put on the crack pipe so you don't think no one's saliva, so you don't get sick, and you can do your drugs. And so this is
So they like it. So they like, if you're gonna do drugs, we're gonna give it to you so that you can do it the proper way without getting sick.
We're not stopping it. We're not going to stop it.
Exactly.
This is letting you know that it's going to be here. This is what they do. So
okay, guys, I want to pause on that one picture while I finish out my commentary. Let me see.
It says being alive. This is a meth pipe.
Being alive. So, there you pretty much have it. Jen Psaki sitting up here lying to the public about these paraphernalia packages that are being passed out. He said, I guess he got his from the Catholic Church. I'm just here to make the case, family, for weaponizing our vote and socializing our suffering. He will not pay the most injured group in the known world, Freedmen, the reparations we are long overdue. I'm going to get into his nothing burger of a State of a Union address where he only gives us more police to execute us in our own communities with impunity until they gentrify us completely out and take it over. I'll get into that tomorrow. I'm going to have to find another window, clearly, maybe try to push it to 2. It just depends on court for me. But yeah, they in one breath say no crack pipes, and she plays down, she downplays everything in this kit, and they're sitting up here doing this to save white opioid addicted in the name of crack. Because like I said earlier, our crack addicted are either in the ground or doing time, serious time. And they're doing this in the name of racial equity because they don't like the news reporting on the numbers of white folks who are dying and ODing from opioid addiction. I just had to remind you of that. And since I saw this Twitter, shout out to my comrade that sent it to me in my messenger, I thought it important and imperative for you to understand that when you continue to vote blue, no matter damn who, you're doing so to the peril of your own lineage. This is diabolical. It was not happening under Trump. He wasn't giving away our reparations, 40 going north to refugees and immigrants. He had a handle on that border. And I don't give a damn what you tweet. I give a damn about your benign neglect of freedmen to our own peril. And so we've got to do better. We've got to show up midterms in Obama-style numbers, weaponize the vote, and give the Democratic Party our freedmen asses to kiss by voting closed border candidates only, including Marcel Dixon to replace Coon Clyburn in District 6, South Carolina, one of the poorest districts, the 6th poorest district out of 430 some odd districts, and Tamara Johnson-Shealy to unseat Coon Warnock in Georgia. And if we don't come prepared to give them our freedmen asses to kiss, we will continue to vote for our own genocide. And with that being said, family, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever freedmen and its allies are, God truly is, because, family, you are the face of God. Yes, you are. You are the voice of God. You are the body temple of the Spirit of the living God. If nobody's told you today, family, know this, that I love you black and I love you so strong. Yes, I do. Until tomorrow, fam, I will be bringing you more Mercury, wherein the Friedman lens is concerned. I want you to make it a beautiful, God-inspired rest of your afternoon and evening. Until then, I'm wishing you a ton of peace, love, and